IFBB Pro Camile Periat was kind enough to let me interview her. Here's what she said.
Camile, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I know that it's very valuable.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
Absolutely. I was very fortunate enough to see you at the Phil Heath Pro on stage. You looked fantastic. When you're on stage, you're probably thinking about the posing, but right when you get off stage, Camile, what is that feeling like?
It depends on the show. And it depends on how you did in your call out and how you left with your placing and prejudging. Usually overall, it's a really good feeling. As I've been competing in the IFBB since 2013, and even to this day, I still learn a lot, and every show is totally different. You hope to bring a better physique each time, but you also hope to really improve your stage presence. That's one thing that I've been really, I think we're all trying to improve every aspect, and that's just one area. So when you leave stage, usually I feel pretty confident in my conditioning and my physique. It really comes down to, for me, when I leave, was my confidence there? Was I capturing the judges' was I displaying my body the best I could? For me, I come in pretty hard and I come in pretty muscular looking. And so I have to really focus on angling myself in a way to kind of downplay certain areas. So coming off stage, it can be a little stressful sometimes. There could be a lot of high emotions and low emotions.
You said before that shoulders is your favorite muscle to train. Why are your shoulders your favorite?
It just feels good. Like bikini, we have to work on our glutes a lot, and I work on that primarily. That's the most of my workouts are glute orientated. Shoulders are just a fun thing to work. I like shoulders. I like when your muscles get that pump and they're full. It feels good. It's my favorite muscle to work. I think just for those reasons.
What do you think your favorite moment has been out of all the competitions that you've done over the last 2 or 3 years?
My favorite, the last year I had probably my most successful run in as a pro. Earlier in my career in the IFBB, I was having a hard time finding my niche and my balance. With conditioning, suit selection, hair, makeup, posing. So I just feel like last year I finally kind of found myself, and it's improved my rank, my placings. Favorite moment though is probably earning my pro card, and overall, before I earned my IFBB card, I had done only 2 shows in the NPC, and I earned my card after about 3 months competing. So I was a kind of a rookie as a pro. I didn't have that much stage time under my belt. So the first 2 shows that I got, the overall and my pro card, those were probably the highlights. But since then, in the IFBB, I feel like this last year I've had some really, really great moments, and just feeling more confident and secure, and just happy with what I've been bringing.
You were a swimming champion in college.
I wouldn't say champion. I got most improved.
do you ever get back in the water and exercise in the swimming pool?
I don't. I love swimming. It's a great workout. And I think that's why I naturally have kind of just a more, a defined back and shoulders, because I have that background. And I really try to stay away from that, just because it will build my upper body more. And, as a competitor, you don't necessarily train for, you train to sculpt a specific body that will appeal to the judges and to that category. So I have not swam because it probably would build out areas that I shouldn't build out more.
What was your personality like in high school and college? Were you the same or different?
Let's see. I got most gullible in high school. So I was, I always like to have fun. I was the type of person who was friends with every clique and group, the nerds, the jocks, the stoners. I was friendly with all of them. I just like to have a fun time, and I was athletic growing up. I played every sport, but outgoing, I would say. Fun. I would hope to say that was fun.
That's cool. Do you have a favorite cheat meal?
Favorite cheat meal, I would have to say it's a burger or any kind of cookie. Baked goods, I can eat those nonstop.
You're so fit, you're so inspirational, but do you ever have those days where you don't feel like going to the gym and you kind of have to,
Force myself?
Yeah.
Oh, completely. Yesterday, for one, I'm 6 weeks out from the NorCal in Sacramento, and there will be moments of just like, I want this, and nothing can stop me, nothing can slow me down. And then I have moments where I'm just like, I want to give up. I want to enjoy family time. I want to enjoy social events. So yesterday I was having that moment, and I had to kind of talk myself out of it, give myself a pep talk, and then I just snapped out of it. And today I was just like full force, diet, wanted to be 100%, training 100%. When you're kind of far up from your show, it's easy to kind of have, it's a little bit of a roller coaster. As I start to get close, like 4 weeks out, my tunnel vision gets very narrow, and it's just like nothing can distract me. But up until that point, it's very easy to get distracted, or I, will have a taste of something and maybe not want to do my full cardio session, or, I might not be training as hard some days. So there's definitely moments like that. I'm human.
Well, someone might be watching this video right now and they're struggling consistently with gym and food. What would you say to them?
I coach, so I have a pretty big team across the country, actually, and I work with women. My boyfriend Chris works with the men, and so we hear that all the time. And the motivation really comes from you. No one can give you that motivation. No one can give you that drive that you need, that comes from yourself. What I tell my athletes who are just not feeling that drive, first I ask them, do you want to continue? It's completely fine if it's, there's life happens, family, school, work, sometimes it's not the right time to prep for something. I've had to pull out of a show because family was, was needed to come first, and I had to make that decision. If you want to continue and it's just maybe laziness, I tell them, there's other people that are fighting for this. It's a battle. It's a fight. It's who can train the hardest, who can diet the smartest. And if you don't give it your all, that other person, everybody wants to win. So it really comes down to how badly do you want it, and don't let that other person beat you. And I was told that a while back, and it stuck with me. So whenever I have those moments, I remember that there's other people that want it just as badly, and that might be, not having that weak moment. And it really comes down to how consistent you are.
Do you remember who told you that?
Yeah, it was my coach, Dan Esslinger with D4. He told me that. He's like, there's girls that want to beat you. Don't let them. And it's like, okay. It fueled my fire when I was having kind of just like a lax moment.
Last question, goals for you for the rest of 2016?
My goals for this year, I'm really trying to rack up some Olympia points. It'd be amazing if I won a show. I'm 36. I turned 37 this year. So I'm competing in the open against, women in their 20s who, it's more challenging. So for my goal this year is just to try to get points. I would love to go to Olympia. That's my goal. I compete year round. I don't really take a long off season like some people do. And I'm kind of getting a little bit burnt out on competing. So I would love to finish this year with Olympia. That would be a dream. And maybe, that's Olympia. That's my goal.
That's awesome. Camile, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
I know you're very busy, and have a good rest of the evening.
You too. Thank you, Chris. Have a great night.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.